let's make a painting, and of course we're gonna start with water. Flip the page over, put water everywhere on the back, and I'm pretty sure I said that like a bunch of times, but if you do that, you can avoid putting tape. Excuse me. Um, man, I'm like sick for months, man. Anyway, when you put tape, it's look nice, and I like the natural matting and all that stuff. But in the end of the day, I much prefer that kind of look of man. Anyway, so let's see what we can do with this. I'm gonna take straight from the tube, and we're gonna make. Oh, look at this, by the way. We're just gonna tap. I'm not gonna squeeze. We're just gonna tap and try to clean up this this tube. And for the sky, we're just gonna go with the bluey and a little bit of purple. Nothing too much. There we go. One thing for sure, stress out. It doesn't need to be like super crazy thing and preparing and this and that. Now, of course, you can do this. There's no doubt about that. But that's define the whole purpose why I started this series. The whole idea of this thing is just to go freely with whatever you get, pretty much. If it's needed to, if you want to do something like strict and all that stuff, that's totally fine. Now, of course, these paintings are fast and purely just to relax. Now, once we have this, we can do multiple things with this. I will let that dry for just a little bit. I don't want to go too much on it. Okay, multiple brush, a little bit of water. Try to blend everything in the sky. There we go. And that's gonna we're gonna prepare it after that. Now I do like the little dots, which one are fine. Of course, we can create all kind of stuff. You can make this one as a house. We can make this one as a mountains. This one it can be a foreground. We can do so much more with this stuff. So let's start to experiment. Now, just like life, I guess, you can predetermine what you want to do, or you can go, oh boy, I hate to say that, but you can go with the flow. Which one is fine, of course. Most of the time, the results you will get are awful, just because it's how the world work. But I mean, man, what are you gonna do? Life itself is kind of suffering in the most of the part. So, which one is fine? Because that's how you know you're alive. By the way, if everything is good, you will not appreciate it. You will probably appreciate it, but you will forget about it. You will forget how hard it is when you have a tough time. So sometimes you need to suffer in order to appreciate what you get. What was the name of that philosopher, man? What was the name? Lao Tzu, I believe. And he said, when the fear disappear, bad things start to happen. Which one is kind of? I mean, I agree. Because come on, this guy is like world famous for decades and decades, and people stay here. So who am I to agree with him? But I do like the idea, and so you gotta adapt all the time. So once we have this painting going on here, we gotta adapt if something change. This house is fine. I see a little white spots here, a lighter spots. So that's gonna be our windows. and maybe a door. There we go. For the roof, am I gonna use a little bit of red, like this, and like this. There you go. Now, of course, immediately after we put the red, we want to remove some of the red. Make a lot of sense, right? The reason for that is, if I remove the red that is, I just put it, is that means everything is still wet, so it's gonna blend immediately. So we can have that nice smooth transition from dark to light, of course. If you want to be more constructive and have more control over it, and the lines need to be more straight without any blending, you might want to wait for the water to, the paper to dry a little bit. But that's what you need to do if you want to do this. Now, for the sky. The sky is kind of developing. I don't like it personally because it's not much there. So we need to develop that. And how are we going to develop it? Well, a bunch of clouds here and there. There we go. I would love to have a couple of clouds. There we go. Here I'm going to use a little bit higher contrast clouds, and they're going to slowly make a transition to the sky. And of course here we're going to put a little bit of water, let it develop, and here we're going to continue with a little bit more high contrast so we can have nice kind of, I don't want to say perspective lines, but look more deep, to look more deep. Take the clean brush, remove some of the paint. So now that's going to put another extra layer. So we have a high contrast, we have a blended areas, and now we have completely white areas, very bright. And so now we have three different type of not techniques or areas, but three different elements we can combine. Contrast, very saturated, very bright, and somewhere in the middle, which one is blending. And of course you try to create a balance between them. Make them friends. You know, you need friends. Though I don't have any friends, but in general, I think no, wait, mistake. I have one friend, but in general, you want to have someone around you. If you don't have anyone around you, be ready to have a hard time, man. All right, the sky is fine. I'm okay with that. One thing, one dot of orange, make a circle moves, and we have the sun. Very simple, just brighten it up. Now, for the ground. The ground, I on purpose I left it dry. I'm gonna create black over here, maybe with a touch of whatever is left over here. And now we're gonna have our throwing shadow right here. There you go, in front of our house. Okay, now of course this house is great, but it's a construction and everything else is floating around. So our options are to put either fence or something next to it. Which one I'm fine. I would just put a fence probably, because it's so easy and so effective. Look at this, super easy to make it, and yet it's bringing so much to the whole thing. Bob wire, of course. This is a countryside, so this person is probably one of these grumpy people that is putting fences everywhere. It's like, that's my land. We all know that kind of neighbors. I need to emphasize a little bit more here. I will remove immediately. Again, we using the same technique, the same idea. Immediately remove some of the paint so we can have a nice light and shadow here. Keep the brush straight. Keep the brush straight. There you go. Don't forget the throwing shadow. Now every time you do something like this, you gotta keep in mind you have the throwing shadow, you have the ground, and everything is the whole landscape change. Which ones remind me of your life too, because once you change something in your life, don't expect to change only this thing. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna change it. No, once you change one thing, everything is moving after that. Everything is. I need green, by the way. Gold green maybe is the answer here, but everything is changed after that. You can't just change one thing and expect everything else is gonna be the same. Here we're gonna put gold green right here. There we go, and that's gonna help us forming and define the midground. There we go. I need a little bit of dark green, and we're gonna use that dark green to establish the top part of the midground. There we go. And that's also gonna help us over here. And for the final touch, we're gonna go right here and we're gonna define I guess we make mountains after all. There we go. So we're gonna put a little bit higher contrast. I guess it's somewhere in the woods, and I mean it's a countryside, so I do like countryside. Let's put a little bit of edges so we can show up the mountains. One thing, don't feel under pressure to show everything. I believe I said that the last time. Oh, I forget the chimney, man. Should I have a chimney? Sure, I will mention it. I don't want anything to stick out, but that's more than enough. Let's put a red cardinal. Which one is a dot? And there you go. Watercolor, abstract, landscape.